So the key to this exercise is that we're going to take the sequences that we use in Landslide, sort of this C sequence here, and the G sequence, and we're going to use those as a basis for doing what's called a displacement scale. And basically, the thumb's going to keep doing the same thing. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple enough. The fingers are going to play this arpeggio. They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But they're also going to keep phase shifting that arpeggio forward by 1/16 note every time we switch the chord. And what this does is this makes sure that your fingers are comfortable playing on all the different parts of the beat that this pattern uses. And that really kind of frees your fingers up to do Travis picking improvisation. So I'm going to demonstrate it once and then give you some steps to get into it a little bit better. First thing I do is I set my metronome for 40, because 40 is that is kind of the length of a bar that I'm doing, or at least I guess in this case the length of half the bar. It's a pretty challenging tempo to set it at, so for a lot of people you might want to set it at 80 or 160 so it gives you more beats. But I mean, as you get better, you might want to make the metronome kind of thinner and thinner. Like if you've got a metronome that'll go all the way down to 20, so it really is the whole bar, that'd be really cool. It's a really good challenge to do. But see, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. The thumb goes. Thumb gets set up with that. Let me add this arpeggio on. It's just pointer, middle, ring, middle on its assigned strings. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3. You see what I did there? I kind of took right after that first stroke, basically right after the first stroke in a bottom-top thumb group, I did one of those arpeggio strokes. So I did thumb, pointer, middle, pointer, ring, middle. That's the second beat there. And then if I go through the whole process like that, it ends up looking kind of like this. 3 and 4 and... time, and I'll switch to G. So the key to that is realizing what fingers your thumb is playing with. What's the relationship between these two? And as you kind of build that up, then you're going to become more confident with this. So you're thinking, even though it's just a top and a bottom thumb pattern, you want to think of these as being 1, 2, 3, 4, rather than 1, 2, 1, 2. Because that's the key to this, is being able to relate these fingers sort of in a time cycle. So you really want to think of these as being 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And at first, you're starting the pointer finger right there on 1. You're going 1, 2, 3, 4. When you get to the second chord, you do it on the and of 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. When you get to the third chord, you kind of do it whenever the thumb is playing the thinner string. So it's playing a thicker string and a thinner string. Then on the third chord, the thumb's gonna play with the fingers whenever it's on the thinner string. So it's gonna go thick, pinch, thick, pinch, thick, pinch, thick, pinch. And then for the fourth chord, as it's going back up, whichever cycle you're in, it's gonna play sort of after the thumb plays the thinner string. So it's gonna go thumb, thumb, pick, pick, thumb, thumb, pick, thumb, thumb, pick. So So every single one of those is going to start the fingers in a different relationship with the thumb, because on the first chord, they're all playing right when the thumb is playing the thicker string. Thick, thick, after the thick, with the thin, after the thin. So make sure you've taken some time to kind of grasp what's happening, how this arpeggio is sort of moving forward in time in relationship to this 1, 2, 3, 4. And then really take your time to, if you have to do it really, really slowly, you know, you can play along with this. 3 and 4 and. And then what I tend to do is I tend to kind of put like 4 strokes of just thumb in between and then switch right into the G cycle. Because that makes sure that you're doing this when the thumb is reaching down to the thick E string as well. And that's an important combination to have as well. And when you've really got it down, you should be able to do this with the metronome going at 40 and without stopping between those cycles. So 3 and 4 and. Break, and then G. So once you've got that part of it down, I mean, that's the basics right there. If you've got that down, you're going to find your right hand is able to do a lot more stuff in terms of just, you know, kind of messing around with. So what I found is that the particular type of jam I just did right there is the kind of thing that this right hand exercise really opens up, where you're kind of hanging around in the open position. These fingers aren't playing anything too fast, but they can kind of hang around on the strings they're comfortable with and just play whatever they need to. That's really what it's meant to open towards. So I would highly recommend, once you've done this exercise that much, you just start getting the sequence going and just start messing with it a little bit at a time. Okay, now I jumped into something else entirely there, but that'll be in a later lesson where we talk about the upper positions. And if you really want to get advanced with this, when you really want to improve your timing, I highly recommend you use this exercise with some more phase displacements. I've got a whole bunch of metronome exercises that I teach, and any one of them where you have the metronome move to beats 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then down into the 16th notes, I highly recommend using this exercise in addition to the what I just showed you there, just to make it tighter with the time. That'll really, really help improve your Travis picking timing a lot. I'll show some of that, how to do that in another video, but I think I'm going to call it a wrap on this exercise for now. Next, I'm going to try to talk about, again, you know, being able to solo in these upper positions with the thumb down here. That sort of thing kind of gets you a little bit more up here on the neck with that improvisation. Well, there we have it.